What if the real battle over your money is not in your wallet, not in your bank account, not in the stack of bills on your table, but in the words coming out of your mouth every single day? What if you have been praying with faith for 5 minutes and then canceling that prayer with fear for the next 10 hours? Stay with me, because this is where many people miss it. They ask for help, then speak defeat. They pray for provision, then confess pressure. They say they trust God, but all day long they speak lack, stress, and delay, and that mixture keeps them stuck. But tonight, something can shift, not next month, not someday, tonight, because when your mouth lines up with faith, your spirit gets stronger, your mind gets clearer, and your expectation changes. This is not about empty hype. This is about bold agreement. This is about speaking life where fear has been speaking death. So listen closely. Do not drift through this moment. What you say after this can shape the atmosphere of your home, the tone of your thoughts, and the direction of your next season. If your money has been speaking louder than your faith, then it is time to answer back. And what comes next, you need to hear all the way through. Beloved, many people live under financial pressure not because they never pray, not because they do not love God, not because they refuse to give, but because they never deal with the inner barriers that keep their faith tied down. They pray, but fear keeps talking. They hope, but silence keeps ruling. They ask, but they ask with the mindset of a servant instead of the confidence of an heir. Listen carefully. It is possible to say one thing in prayer and another thing in conversation. It is possible to ask for increase and then spend the rest of the day describing why nothing good will happen. It is possible to water your seed with prayer and then tear it up with your own mouth. That is why some people feel stuck. They say, Lord, help me, then turn around and say, I will never get ahead. They say, Lord, provide for me, then whisper, everything keeps getting worse. That is double speech, and double speech weakens bold faith. If you are always speaking disaster, delay, shortage, and defeat, your heart starts to believe what your mouth repeats. So tonight, let there be a clean line. Let your words match your prayers. Let your speech stop fighting your faith. Say it in your own spirit right now. My words will no longer work against me. My mouth will not dig up what my prayers have planted. I speak life. I speak peace. I speak provision. I come into agreement with promise, not panic. There are people who keep wondering why nothing changes, yet every time the bills show up, they speak like defeat is final. The bill comes and they say, I am drowning. The payment is due and they say, I will never recover. The account looks thin and they say, I always lose. But listen to me. You cannot build expectation while feeding hopelessness. You cannot speak increase while rehearsing collapse. You cannot keep declaring pressure and then wonder why peace feels far away. This next part matters, so do not skip it in your heart. When challenge appears, answer it with aligned words, not fake words, faith words, words rooted in trust, words that refuse to bow to panic. You may still need wisdom, you may still need discipline, you may still need a plan, but your mouth must stop serving fear. Let your words become a place where courage lives. Let your speech sound like someone who believes that doors can open, that help can come, that favor can move, that what looks late is not lost. Say this within yourself and say it with strength. I do not cancel my prayers with fear. I do not speak death over my future. I do not make room for constant defeat. My words are lining up with faith. My mouth will carry courage. My voice will agree with promise. And when I speak, I will not speak like a person already beaten. I will speak like someone expecting God to move. Another reason many stay stuck is silence. They think silent hope is enough. They think private thoughts are the same as bold confession. They whisper in the heart but never open the mouth, yet so much changes when sound enters the room. There is something powerful about hearing your own voice say what fear does not want to hear. Silent faith often stays buried under emotion, but spoken faith rises. Spoken faith pushes back. Spoken faith interrupts the loop of worry. Some people sit in front of the problem and say nothing. They look at the due date and go quiet. They stare at the pressure and freeze. But the moment they begin to speak with conviction, something inside them wakes up. Their posture changes. Their thoughts begin to shift. Their courage starts to breathe again. Mountains do not move because you panic in silence. Strongholds do not break because you sit in quiet dread. At some point, your mouth has to enter the battle. Open your mouth in your room. Open your mouth over your finances. Open your mouth over your future. Say what you believe. Say what you are standing on. Say what you are expecting. You do not need fancy language. You need bold agreement. Say this now in simple words. I will not stay silent. I will speak with faith. I will speak with peace. I will speak over my home, my needs, and my future. My voice will not hide. My mouth will not surrender. I speak life, and I expect change. Then there is the habit of praying like a beggar instead of standing like an heir. Too many people ask as if goodness has to be dragged out of heaven. They pray with a broken sense of identity. They sound unsure. They sound small. They sound like they are asking for crumbs when they were called to live with confidence, gratitude, and bold trust. Listen, this is not arrogance. This is settled identity. When a person knows who they are, their tone changes, their prayer changes, their expectation changes. They stop crawling through life as if they were forgotten. They stop speaking like they were made only to survive. They stop shrinking their faith down to barely enough. There is a difference between humble trust and defeated language, and many have confused the two. They keep saying, if anything small comes my way, I guess I should be thankful. But there is more than survival in the heart of God. There is provision, there is sufficiency, there is room to breathe again, there is strength to rise above constant lack. So stop speaking like all you can hope for is just enough to get through one more week. Lift your expectation. Stand with courage. Say this with force. I am not speaking like a beggar. I am not living like I was forgotten. I will not settle for crumbs in my thinking. I trust God for supply, wisdom, and more than enough for every need in front of me. My voice is changing because my faith is waking up. Fear is another chain that locks people down before anything even changes on paper. Fear says, what if this never turns around? Fear says, what if you speak and nothing happens? Fear says, what if you look foolish for believing? That is how fear works. It tries to silence you before faith can rise. It tries to exhaust you before hope can stand up. It wants you frozen, tense, and always expecting the worst. But fear does not deserve the final word in your house. Fear does not get to sit on the throne of your mind. Fear is loud, yes. Fear is stubborn, yes. But fear is not your master. Stay with me now, because this is where many people break through. The moment they stop feeding fear, strength begins to return. The moment they stop repeating disaster, clarity begins to grow. The moment they decide, I will not let anxiety preach to me all day, their spirit starts standing again. So when fear says you will lose everything, answer it. When fear says the pressure will crush you, answer it. When fear says your future is closing, answer it. Say this boldly: I reject fear. I reject the spirit of panic. I refuse to live bowed down by anxious thoughts. I speak peace over my mind. I speak strength over my heart. I speak courage over my home. I will not agree with fear. I will stand. I will pray. I will speak, and I will move forward with confidence. Now let us get practical, because vague words produce vague focus. If you are facing a mountain, speak to the mountain in front of you. If the pressure has a name, call it by name. If the burden is a specific bill, then address that specific bill. Do not just say, bless me somehow. Speak directly to what has been staring you down. Speak over the mortgage. Speak over the rent. Speak over the student loan. Speak over the car note. Speak over the credit card balance. Speak over the medical bill. Speak over the financial pressure that has been trying to define your peace. There is power in focused agreement. There is strength in direct words. When you see the statement, do not just feel it, answer it. Put your hand on it if you need to. Look at it and say, this pressure will not own my future. This burden will not define my home. This debt will not become my identity. I am not speaking from panic. I am speaking from faith. Keep listening because this next shift is important. Specific speech creates focused expectation, and focused expectation gives your faith direction. Say this in plain words: mortgage, you will not control my peace. Loan, you will not write my story. Credit card debt, you will not grow forever. Medical bill, you are not bigger than God's help. My needs are known. My steps are guided. My provision is on the way. I speak freedom, I speak settlement, I speak wisdom, and I speak relief into this situation. For many people, the home carries the heaviest pressure. Month after month, year after year, the payment sits there like a shadow. It can make people feel trapped, tired, and constantly behind. But do not let the weight of the house become the weight of your spirit. The home you live in should not be a place where fear keeps preaching at you every night. Turn that atmosphere around. Walk through the rooms and speak peace. Speak over the mortgage. Speak over the lease. Speak over the upkeep. Speak over every expense tied to the place where your family rests. This is not denial. This is spiritual posture. This is refusing to let your shelter become your torment. Say, this house will be a place of peace, not panic. This home will not be covered in dread. Wisdom will come here. Provision will come here. Unexpected help can come here. New opportunities can come here. Increase can come here. And if you are buried under loans of every kind, do the same thing. Do not stare at the number and let hopelessness grow. Speak over the student loan. Speak over the business loan. Speak over the car loan. Say, I will not be chained forever. I will not live in permanent burden. Paths of relief can open. Opportunities can appear. Favor can move through systems, people, and timing in ways I do not yet see. I speak progress. I speak strategy. I speak breakthrough. I speak movement. What has looked fixed can still shift, and what has felt heavy can still lift. Credit card pressure is another quiet thief. It grows while people sleep. It steals mental peace. It drains confidence. It makes people afraid to answer the phone, open the app, or check the balance. And medical debt carries its own pain because it is connected to weakness, stress, and hard seasons people never asked for. But do not let those statements become a daily prophecy of despair. Look at them and answer them with courage. Say, you do not get the final word over me. You are not my future. You are a present challenge, but you are not the ruler of my destiny. Speak over the interest. Speak over the balances. Speak over the letters and notices. Speak over every weight tied to healing, hardship, or bad timing. Then add this, because this matters. I do not stop at zero. I do not stop at barely made it. I do not stop at empty. I do not just want relief from pressure. I want wisdom to rebuild, strength to recover, and room to overflow again. Too many people celebrate only when the number hits zero. And yes, that is worth celebrating, but zero is not the whole story. Freedom from debt is not the end of the vision. Peace, stability, savings, generosity, and overflow belong in the picture too. Say this with energy. My debts are shrinking. My burden is lifting. My path is opening. And when this pressure breaks, I will not stay at empty. I am moving into peace, stability, and overflow. Do not stop at the prayer for cancellation. Push further into the prayer for abundance. There is a difference between getting out of a hole and stepping into a field. There is a difference between no longer drowning and learning how to walk in plenty. Some people get free from one burden and then camp right there, always afraid another burden will come. But tonight, lift your eyes beyond survival. Think bigger than just enough. Picture the bills paid and peace still remaining. Picture the pressure gone and joy still growing. Picture the need met and enough left over to breathe, to save, to give, to bless, to build. This is where your expectation has to expand. Your cup is not meant to stay dry. Your barns are not meant to stay empty. Your table is not meant to always reflect strain. Speak over your resources. Speak over your work. Speak over your opportunities. Say, my life will not be marked only by recovery. It will also be marked by abundance. My house will not carry only stories of hardship. It will also carry stories of provision. My family will not only remember what we survived, we will also remember what God restored, multiplied, and filled. Stay with me, because this can change how you see the future. Say it with boldness. I do not stop at zero. I press into overflow. My cup runs over. My store is filled. My peace remains. My future has room in it. My life is not ending in lack. I am moving into a season where enough becomes more than enough. And hear this clearly. Overflow is not only about comfort, it is also about purpose. When your heart is healed from scarcity, you stop thinking only about surviving the next problem. You start seeing what your life can carry. You start seeing who you can help. You start seeing what you can support, build, and release into the world. Enough for your own needs matters, yes. But there is also joy in being able to bless, to give, to strengthen, to sow, and to lift others without feeling like you are about to collapse. That is why you should not be ashamed to pray for more than a narrow survival. More can serve love. More can support good work. More can create peace in a family line that has known pressure for too long. So let your faith grow beyond the small box of barely enough. Ask for wisdom to handle increase. Ask for discipline to sustain it. Ask for a clean heart while walking in it. And then expect the grace to carry it well. Say this in simple words. I will have enough and I will have more than enough for what I am called to do. My overflow will not make me selfish. It will make me useful. My increase will not make me proud. It will make me thankful. I will walk with wisdom, give with joy, live with peace, and move with purpose. I am not built only to survive pressure. I am being prepared to carry blessing with maturity and strength. Now we must confront three silent enemies that stay hidden even after the numbers begin to move: fear, shame, and the poverty mindset. Fear says it will all collapse again. Shame says, look at your mistakes. You do not deserve recovery. Poverty thinking says, this is just how life is for people like you. Do not expect much. But those voices are not truth. They are old chains, and chains break when truth is spoken long enough and believed deeply enough. Shame has kept many people bowed down more than debt itself. Some cannot even look at their own finances without feeling like failures. Some cannot talk about recovery because they still feel stained by past mistakes. But shame is not a guide. Shame is a prison. And if you keep living under shame, even a new opportunity can feel too big to receive. So break agreement with it. Say, my past is not the ceiling of my future. My mistakes are not the end of my story. I will learn, I will grow, and I will move forward without wearing shame like a second skin. Then confront the poverty mindset. If every generation before you struggled, that does not mean struggle owns your bloodline forever. If lack has been normal, that does not mean lack is sacred. Patterns can break. Thinking can change. Habits can be rebuilt. Say it strongly. Fear will not lead me. Shame will not name me. Poverty will not claim me. I am not trapped in old cycles. I am not sentenced to repeat what came before me. A new pattern can begin with me, and it can grow stronger after me. When those inner chains begin to fall, new space opens for favor, wisdom, and fresh ideas. This is where the script gets exciting, so stay with me. Sometimes breakthrough does not first arrive as cash. Sometimes it arrives as clarity. Sometimes it comes as a connection, a strategy, a thought, a skill, a door, a new direction, or one idea that changes the entire path of your year. Favor can put your name in places you did not expect. Wisdom can show you what to do when the door opens, and creative ideas can become streams of provision over time. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not mock the simple idea that lands in your spirit. The answer you need may not look dramatic on day one. It may look like a phone call. It may look like a side skill. It may look like a product, a service, a solution, a partnership, or a better use of what is already in your hand. Ask for wisdom. Ask for insight. Ask for the courage to act on what you receive. Then stay alert. Some people pray only for rescue and miss the strategy being placed right in front of them. So say this with confidence: favor surrounds me, wisdom fills me, good ideas can come to me, helpful connections can find me, new doors can open for me. I will not ignore the small instruction. I will not reject the simple beginning. I receive direction, I receive clarity, and I receive the power to build what I could not see before. There are seasons when one wise decision can save months of pain. There are moments when one shift in direction can multiply your progress faster than years of anxious effort. That is why wisdom matters so much. Favor may open the room, but wisdom helps you move well inside it. Favor may bring the opportunity, but wisdom teaches you how to carry it, grow it, protect it, and multiply it. So do not only ask for money, ask for insight, ask for timing, ask for discernment, ask for discipline, ask for the grace to recognize what is right, what is wasteful, what is urgent, and what is only noise. Many people would be in a different place if they had peace long enough to hear clear direction. That is why fear has to go. Fear creates static. Wisdom needs room. So calm your heart and ask. Then listen. Then act. Say this now: wisdom flows in me. My mind is clear. I am not led by panic. I am not ruled by confusion. I can make sound decisions. I can recognize good timing. I can handle what comes next with grace and maturity. The power to build, to recover, to create, and to multiply is working in my life. And even if I have made poor choices before, I am not stuck there. I can learn fast. I can change patterns. I can take new steps. I can move with wisdom now, and wisdom can turn weak places into strong ones over time. And do not think this stops with you alone. What breaks in you can break for your children. What heals in you can heal through your household. What shifts in your thinking can become normal for the next generation. If fear has sat at the family table for years, remove its seat. If lack has shaped the atmosphere of the home, speak a different atmosphere into that home. Let peace become normal. Let wise choices become normal. Let generosity become normal. Let a strong work ethic become normal. Let faith-filled speech become normal. Let your house hear a new sound, not constant worry, not constant defeat. A new sound, a sound of courage, a sound of thanksgiving, a sound of expectation, a sound of wisdom and restraint and faith and calm confidence. Say this boldly: my house will not echo with endless fear. My house will carry peace. My house will carry provision. My house will carry wisdom. My house will carry strength. The next generation will not inherit only stories of pressure. They will inherit examples of faith, renewal, discipline, and blessing. I am building more than relief for the moment. I am building a new pattern. I am building a future. I am building a testimony that says the old cycle did not get the last word. My family line can look different because I chose to stand, speak, learn, and believe. So now seal this whole word with a strong decree, not a weak whisper, not a tired maybe, a decree. Speak over your life, your home, your needs, your ideas, your future, and your family line. Say, every burden that has tried to sit on my chest is breaking. Every lie that told me I would always struggle is losing its voice. Every chain tied to fear, shame, and lack is being shattered. I speak peace over my mind. I speak discipline over my habits. I speak favor over my steps. I speak wisdom over my decisions. I speak provision over my home. I speak relief over every heavy account. I speak recovery over lost ground. I speak overflow over the future. I speak strength over this season. I speak a new atmosphere over my family, and I will not go back to talking like defeat is my destiny. Listen carefully as we close. From this day forward, speak boldly, speak daily, speak with faith and with wisdom. Do not beg and panic. Do not bow to fear. Do not settle for less than peace. Call in clarity. Call in provision. Call in strength. Call in the courage to obey what God shows you. Call in overflow with a clean heart and steady hands. And say it one last time with force. My future is not owned by lack. My home is not ruled by fear. My mouth will speak life. My path will open. My peace will remain. My overflow is coming, and I am ready to walk in it.